Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's simply Nicole. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe and show support. I would really appreciate it. I've been thinking a lot about what to film for you guys, and today I'm just going to talk about something that is personal, and I think it'll be good for me to express this and kind of open up on my channel, and maybe some of you guys can relate to it. So I'm going to be talking about anxiety, and anxiety is something that I struggle with, and I want to show you guys, and I want to tell you guys about it. This video is going to be basically into three parts: how I believe it started, and then my social anxiety, my experiences with that, and then generalized anxiety. So if you would like to hear about this, then just continue watching. Here's how I believe it first started. When I was about 6 years old, well, let me start by saying I have developed a phobia, and I'm gonna put the name of it right here because I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a fear of vomiting. It's whenever people are gonna vomit around you, you just get anxious, or whenever it's like you anticipate that people are gonna vomit around you and you like freak out, and that's what happens to me. So I think that's like the first thing that I developed that related to anxiety. I'm going to tell you guys how I believe that started. So when I was about 6 years old, I went on a road trip with my family. We went to Florida for, I think, something, I don't remember. It was like some family thing. And on the way back, my mom was driving. She was always the driver in our family whenever we were going on long road trips. And she stopped at McDonald's, and it had to be about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I got something to eat, and I guess the food was bad. So I ended up, and that terrified me. That experience just completely was so, I don't know, it was just like the most horrifying thing I'd ever experienced. I'm in the car like vomiting everywhere, and it was just terrible for me. And that experience, just for some reason, for me, it just really freaked me out. And so ever since then, me being the 6-year-old that I was sure that me vomiting and me being on the road trip was linked. I was in the car for such a long time. I was car sick. Like, I knew from then on I was never going to go on a long road trip again because I had the fear that I would get sick. Most likely it was because of the food, but in my mind it was because I was on that long road trip. So after that, I was pretty young when that happened, but I just remember so after that, in elementary school, I got sick at home. And again, I was horrified by the experience. And so I think during that time is when like I knew I had anxiety, because I would have these stages where I could not sleep at night. I could not, like, I was always tired. I couldn't sleep. And literally I would always be shaking. I would wake up, try to start my day, but boom, anxiety would hit and I would start shaking, literally shaking. I couldn't help it. I would always have to keep myself distracted in order to like stay into reality and not let anxiety take over my life. And I don't really know how long this went on for, but it went on for a long enough time, and it was interfering with my daily life and my daily activities. I could not focus in school. I couldn't focus on anything. All I knew was that I could not sleep at night, and if I did go to sleep, I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would have to go to my parents' room, and I just was like really going through something. So I don't know if that was all linked to me vomiting or what, but that is something I experienced. And then another thing that happened was one time, I remember this vividly, like one time I was still in this stage where I couldn't sleep. What happened? I was in my bed, and I got out of bed, and my cousin was over, and my mom, like the whole house was like, everybody was awake, and my mom was like making some food downstairs. I remember getting out of bed, and the smell of the food it was like she was making something, and it, like the butter, I could smell the butter. And for some reason, that smell just really made me it bothered me so much. And then I like walked over to my mom's room, and I just remember seeing her her nails. She had these long, they weren't really that long, but they seemed long, these solar nails like these, but they were bright red. And I just remember seeing that and that smell of whatever she was cooking, and it just, oh my God, I don't even know, at that moment I just felt so uncomfortable. Like my anxiety was kicking in. Like it just made me so uncomfortable. I don't even know how to explain it. And my cousin was there, and she was like, "What's wrong with Nicole?" Like I probably was sitting there frozen. I don't even know what was wrong with me, but nobody knew what was going on with me. But it got to the point where I had to go to the doctor because I could not eat. I could not eat because I thought if I ate, I was going to throw it up. Like, how do you live with that? Like, you obviously have to eat, but I was so scared and anxious that I was going to vomit everywhere. I couldn't eat. I probably lost a lot of weight. I was probably so unhealthy during this time, but it was just such a hard time for me. And I went to the doctor, and that he didn't know what was going on because it wasn't a psychiatrist. It was like an urgent care physician. So he really couldn't help me, but eventually I grew out of that. Okay, I have let's see. Yeah, just one more story about that. So freshman year of high school, relating to me like getting sick, I had the stomach virus, but I didn't really know I had the stomach virus. So I had the stomach virus. I was a freshman and I was feeling terrible all day. So I was in my math class. I just felt terrible. So I didn't know what was wrong with me. So I'm sitting here, I can't keep my head up, and the teacher is standing up there talking, and I don't know, I felt like, I don't know what was going on, but I felt dizzy almost, like it was weird. So I tell the girl sitting next to me, because we had our desk and like partners, and I said, I feel like I'm about to throw up. I feel so super sick. I don't know what's about to happen to me, but I don't feel good. Can you tell the teacher like that I'm about to get sick? And she's over here like, why do you want me to do that? So eventually, I don't know what happened. I don't know. All I remember is I stand up, and the next thing I know, I'm outside I'm outside in the hallway on the ground. So what happened was I got up and I passed out, and these girls in my class or somebody, I don't know, just carried me outside into the hallway. And then I remember these people like came down, they were asking me, did you eat today? And I was like, yeah. And then they asked me, I don't know what they asked me, but then I just remember they put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me up to the front office, and I started feeling dizzy again. The lady gave me some water, and I threw up all over the office. Oh my gosh. I was freaking out when this happened. Oh my gosh. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was freaking out. I mean, I was like crying while it was happening here. And then there was this other girl sitting in the front office, and this little girl, and she like walked up to me while I was sick, and she was like, and then the lady was like, no, go sit down, go sit down. But the girl was trying to say like she knew what I was going through, because she was like, oh my gosh, she's scared of being sick, like this is giving her anxiety, and you know, I feel bad for her basically. And like looking back on it now, like I see now, you know, like that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to help me, but the lady was being so mean. But anyway, yes, that's the story. Okay, I got one more story, y'all, but it's not is it really related to throwing up? Okay, am I dramatic? I don't know, but okay, this is one more story about me passing out. But this happens a lot. It happens like, I don't know, a lot. But so it was my first ever day at work. I worked at Chick-fil-A, very busy fast food chain, obviously. So it was my first day on the job. They put me on the schedule in the middle of like lunchtime at like 2:30. So the line was, of course, very long. It was crowded. I'm walking up here to the front counter, never been here before, don't know what's going on. Everybody's busy. I'm over here lost. So I just remember I was trying to like do stuff, nothing was working, and I was starting to freak out a little bit. And then this man like came up and wanted me to take his order, and he ordered like 4 different things. I was freaking out. I like couldn't remember what to do. So I just I eventually got the manager or somebody to help me with it, but I was just standing there, and I just remember telling her, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't feel good. Can I go to the bathroom? So I thought I walked to the bathroom, but no, I passed out on the ground and made a huge scene. And all I remember is her just like carrying me to the bathroom. And basically I was just completely overwhelmed. But the reason why it was so horrifying, I thought that me passing out meant I was going to throw up. Like everything in my life, I thought it meant I was going to throw up. So that's why I'm crying and so like being so dramatic about it. But really I just got anxious and passed out, whatever. I know that happens to people all the time when they're put on the spot and they get confused or are lost. Like that's normal, but I just want to say that. And then basically the last thing I would say about this is that now people that know me and are close to me know that whenever I just freak out about vomiting. Like whenever somebody is like burping, I'm like, oh my god, please don't throw up. Or whenever somebody is like choking, I'm like, oh my God, like I start freaking out a little bit. And I know it gets annoying, so I'm more aware of it now. I used to, like, whenever somebody would throw up, I would cry. I mean, and I don't think I'm like that anymore. I haven't really experienced it, but if somebody were to like throw up right now, I would freak out, but I don't think it would be as bad as it would have been in the past, because I feel like I'm more aware of it, and I'm older now. I'm just breaking my nail. I'm older now, and nobody wants to be around somebody that's going to be doing that all the time. That's not a good look, really. But yeah, I don't like being around people that are intoxicated either, because you know that can make you vomit, and that's disgusting to me. And but I think I'm a little bit over it now. Second thing I'm talking about is just social anxiety. The way I'm going to explain this is just through certain experiences that I remember. So I just remember in high school, sophomore year, okay, I remember I did not have any friends really. I had maybe like 1 or 2 friends, period. In the morning time, I would go to the bathroom and just like sit in there in the stall by myself. And I was super anxious. I would shake walking into school. I would shake throughout the day, to the point where I would have to tell myself, Nicole, calm down, like just breathe, you know. I was just so nervous to be in school. School really made me so nervous. Being around so many people, just everything, it just really made me so nervous. You know, in high school, I would always just struggle with like being worried about what other people were thinking about me, just not being very secure with myself. Always thinking that people were talking about me or judging me, and just always trying to please others, you know, just stupid stuff like that. So, but I'm definitely over that now. Like I am just me, you know, I love myself and I'm happy with who I am. Okay, the last part is generalized anxiety. But whenever like my mom or dad texts me or something, I just be feeling like somebody died. I always feel like when, like, it's with my mom more so. Whenever she calls me, I would think she about to tell me like somebody done died. Like, I always just, it's never good. I always tell myself like, bro, somebody died. Get ready for the news. I don't know why, but that's part of anxiety. It's like you constantly worry and you never think anything good ever is going to happen. You always think things are bad. Oh my gosh, worrying is another thing. Everybody knows that I worry a lot, or I used to worry a lot in high school. And my friends, like senior year, I met a lot of friends that I'm close to, and I'm so grateful for them. And they just understood me, because I could be myself around them. I would worry. I would talk out loud like, why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Like, what if? And they understood. They're just like, okay, like Nicole has anxiety. That's how she is. Y'all, I would worry a lot about so much. And I don't really do it that much anymore. You know, I'm really just whatever now. But I used to worry about every little thing. I forgot what I was saying. Great. In relationships, like more so with my significant other, it does make it a little bit, I mean, difficult at first, because they have to understand what you have to go through as far as what your brain tells you whenever you try to communicate something. You know, everybody's not going to understand that, so it does make it a little bit difficult. So I do struggle with that a little bit, but it's all about finding someone that accepts you. Worry a little bit more so, not about so many things that are going on right now in my life. My worrying is geared more towards my future. You know, what if I can't be at Clemson anymore, or what if I have to not drop out, but I don't know, what if I have to drop out, or what if, you know, something happens in my family or in my relationships or with my YouTube channel, or like, what if I just go broke completely one day? So, but you know, I just have learned and really just put all of my faith in God, and I know that He has a plan for me, and that is the best thing for me to live by and for me to understand, and that is what really has brought peace into my life. I just want to end by saying, if you struggle with anxiety, just know that you're not alone. I know a lot of you struggle with anxiety. You're not alone. It's okay. We're gonna get through this. And I don't know, I feel like I should thank you guys for allowing me to feel comfortable talking about this on my channel. I have never talked about this like this much to anybody before. I wanted to share my experiences with you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.